Hi everyone, I am Hannah.
I'm Laurie.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we are Journey with the Gingers +1. We are currently sailing on the MSC Seashore and the Yacht Club, and we wanted to share with you some of the delicious meals, and maybe not so delicious meals, that we've had while on this trip.
If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you'd like to subscribe to our channel, we'd love to invite you to join our community.
Yeah.
So let's get started with some of our thoughts regarding the food on board the MSC Seashore. So our very first meal on board was actually in the Yacht Club's restaurant for lunch. And some of the things were so good, and some things were interesting. So let's get started. I'll get started with mine. I had the Caesar salad, and it was delicious. I will eat that probably for every meal. Just a typical standard Caesar salad. You should order it if you do enjoy Caesar salad.
You added shrimp to it.
Oh, I did add shrimp.
Yeah, the shrimp were
The shrimp
good.
had very good flavor to it. It is cold on top of the salad, so just be aware of that. But it was a very delicious tasting shrimp, and it was marinated very well on top of a very delicious salad. Now, the part that gets interesting is I ordered a second starter, and I'm having to look at it right now on this thing. It was the asparagus panna cotta. If you don't know what panna cotta is, it almost has a gelatinous texture.
Almost.
But it had cold asparagus, it had some cherry tomatoes, and then there was the ricotta panna cotta, and it was cold, and there was some truffle caviar on top. It was not my favorite nor her favorite.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was underwater jello is how I described it.
The caviar was very good. The asparagus was very good. The panna cotta was not very good.
Very underwhelming.
It was just not much flavor to it. That was my issue with it.
It was like licking a fish.
I would not recommend that
This
you
is
get
why we
that.
brought our friend with us.
I would not recommend the asparagus panna cotta. That was my starter. Here you go.
Well, for my starter, I had a Cobb salad. Very simple: eggs, bacon, turkey in it. The only thing is they were pretty heavy on the blue cheese dressing. If you don't like blue cheese dressing, I'm sure you could ask for something else. But it was a very typical Cobb salad. It was good. I enjoyed it.
I got the garbanzo octopus soup, and it was really good. The texture of the soup was more like a potato soup. It was like a garbanzo was like, I think they just pureed them, and they're delicious. There were like chunks of octopus in the soup, so if you don't like octopus, I don't think you'd like it. But the flavor was really good. It didn't taste like garbanzo beans. It tasted more like a potato soup, truly, with octopus in it. But it was delicious.
But there wasn't any whole beans in there, was there?
No, there was like no actual beans in there. If I didn't know it was garbanzo soup, I wouldn't have even picked that out.
Yeah. Okay. For our main, we got the same thing. We got the panzotti filled with wild green and ricotta, and it had a walnut sauce on top and crispy Parmesan. It was so good. It was so good. It was very nutty due to the walnut sauce. And don't take this the wrong way, but we both said that it tasted like homemade hamburger helper without the hamburger.
Yeah, like a homemade. Like it was like an upscale hamburger helper. It was really good though.
It was very good. Do not take that as a diss on this dish. I would definitely recommend you trying it. It was very good. Mom's entree was...
I was going to say that. Pagnetta pasta?
Okay, Mom got penne pasta. It says something else on here, but we can pronounce it. It's penne pasta, and it had a tomato sauce on it.
It was delicious. The pasta is homemade. I mean, not homemade, but they make it fresh. So it was delicious, and the tomato sauce was perfection. They had to make it, like, from scratch. That was not canned tomato sauce.
It was really good.
It was really good.
We tried to like a lot of each other's dishes, and that was a really good. That was really good sauce.
So it sounds like when in doubt, go with the pasta.
Their
Yeah.
pasta,
It's very
spoiler
good.
alert, we've had other pastas and they've been just as good.
Yeah.
Yep. I did not have dessert, but you ladies did, and so
We both got a trio dessert.
yeah, the trio of sweet Italian temptations. It had a Sicilian cannoli, tiramisu, and vanilla panna cotta.
And I know that it's from earlier that I don't just not like panna cotta, because I really liked the vanilla panna cotta. I thought it was really good. And I don't like Jell-O, so I thought it was a little odd that I did enjoy the panna cotta, but it was really good. The cannoli, I think, was probably our favorite, right?
It was
So
delicious.
good.
I could have had 3 of those.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the
Tiramisu. Tiramisu was tiny, which was perfect because we were already full. It was full of flavor. It had that great coffee flavor to it. I liked it a lot.
It was pretty good. Tiramisu is not my favorite, so I probably wouldn't have ordered like a huge piece of it, but the serving size that we got was perfect.
So out of the trio, it sounds like the cannoli was the best
yeah.
for
It
you
was
all.
the winner.
It was
Yeah.
the winner. We also had some wine with our lunch, and all the wines were perfection. And they also had a non-alcoholic wine.
The non-alcoholic wine was a Chardonnay, and it was really good. I've had it with a couple meals, and I really enjoyed it.
That was it for our first lunch here on board the MSC Seashore. We will be having dinner tonight in the same restaurant in the Yacht Club, and we'll be telling you about our experience with that meal as well, okay? All
Talk
right.
to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
For dinner for our first night here on the MSC Seashore, we decided to have dinner in the Yacht Club dining room. So we'll start off with our starters for our first dinner here on the MSC Seashore.
And we'll be reading it from our phone.
Yeah.
So I had the fire roasted tomato cream soup.
I also had that.
I had no starter, so.
You had no starter? Okay.
No.
My opinion is it was absolutely delicious. Probably one of my favorite things.
I love soup altogether, and this was probably one of my very favorite things I've had on board since we've been on board.
In the soup, we had mozzarella and we had basil pesto in it.
Yeah.
So it was so good. I would love to have that again.
Maybe we'll find it on the menu again, because I need it again.
So for my entree, I had the risotto with clams and leeks. For
Taste
my
buds.
taste, I felt like it was a little salty, and I would like to have a little more clams, but it was still delicious.
And I got the grilled salmon fillet. It was really good. It was a pretty standard salmon fillet, but it was cooked perfectly. And it was, I think I said this earlier, maybe not, it was grilled. It was very good. It came with some vegetables, and they were cooked to perfection. So, not much to say about it other than it was really good.
My turn. I had the tortellini stuffed with asparagus and mascarpone cheese, and I will quote what I said that night. That is the best thing I've ever eaten on a cruise ship, and I stand by that. It's called like a carrot emulsion, vegetable mosaic, and toasted hazelnuts. It was the sauce was kind of sweet due to the carrots, and it was very nutty due to the hazelnuts, but I would get that again and again and again. It is the spoiler alert, we're filming this on the 3rd night, and I've had a lot of pasta, and that's the best pasta dish I've had this entire cruise ship, and I will get it again and again and again. So get it.
We also tasted it, and it was very, 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 very good.
It's very good.
She's
Very,
still talking about it.
yeah, it's a very good vegetarian option if you wanted to try it.
For my dessert, I had grandma's
Grandma's
chocolate cake. It was very good. It was warm, which I like that. It tasted like grandma just took it out of the oven. And it came with ice cream, and it was a perfect size for a dessert because we were already so full. So I really liked that it was a smaller portion.
I asked what the flavors of sorbet they had for that night. I believe it may change it each night, but that night they had raspberry and lemon, and I decided to go with lemon sorbet. It was very tart. It was very, very good. It's wasn't overly sweet, which I appreciate. I don't like a lot of sweetness, and I would highly recommend if the lemon sorbet is an option for you to get it.
Okay, so I had a coconut pistachio dessert. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the French spelling of what this is, but it was described as a coconut biscuit, pistachio mousse, and raspberry, and it was just absolutely delicious. It was like a cake, and the texture was really good, and the pistachio flavor was forward, but like not like punch in the face forward. It was really good. I'd get it again.
And I tried yours. It was very light.
Yeah, it wasn't too much on top of like the pasta or the salmon that I'd already had.
Light and fluffy.
The following day we had tour de brunch, and this is something that's available across the ship for everyone.
Tour de Brunch was located in the Central Park restaurant, which is located on the 5th floor in the aft of the ship.
So if you like to have a good brunch, and anyone on the ship could have it, and it was really good.
So we'll start off with you. What did you get?
And just like the night before, I had the tomato soup and the grilled cheese sandwich came with it. And I thought the tomato soup was just as good as the tomato soup that I had in the Yacht Club. The grilled cheese sandwich was a little bit cold. The cheese was melted, but it was, you know, looking not fresh off of the grill. But it was good, but I had to dip it in the soup, which I probably would have done that anyway. And after I did that, it was really good.
Did you have it too?
I also had, because of how much of a hit the tomato soup was the night before, I was like, well, I'm going to get this again. So I got that with the grilled cheese. I had the same thing with my grilled cheese sandwich, but once you dip it in the soup was very hot, so it melted the cheese just fine, and very good. And then I also was really feeling a breakfast food, so I got some French toast, and it was really good. The flavor was delicious. The bread was really fluffy. The only thing was I wish that I had either asked for more like drizzle of, I think it was a strawberry compote on top, or like a syrup or something, because it was a smidge dry, but like not bad enough where I even stopped a waiter and asked to fix it.
Yeah. And the tour de brunch is pretty much that. It's a tour around the world, and it has different foods from around the world, and of course hers is from France.
Oui.
I was basic. I had a Caesar salad, a plain Caesar salad. It is good. If you like Caesar salad, feel free to get a Caesar salad on the MSC ship. It's very good. And then I had salmon eggs Benedict, and the salmon eggs Benedict was cooked to perfection. The yolks of the eggs were very runny, and the hollandaise sauce was very good. It was a lot of flavor to it, and I would highly recommend that you get it. We are back home, and we got really busy on the cruise ship. We had a lot of activities, and we filmed a ship tour. I mean,
Had a lot of fun.
yeah.
Ate a lot of food.
But we didn't record our thoughts on a few of our meals, so we are going to do that now. And I think we have 4 or 5 meals to talk about.
Several. But we're going to share it all with you with videos of the food that we ate.
We're going to start with Hola Tacos. That was the dinner that we had on our second night on the MSC Seashore.
And the price has gone up for that. It used to be all you can eat for $17.99 last year when we were on it, and this year it was $24.99 all you can eat per person.
You can choose. What they told us is that everyone at the table has to decide if you're going to order a la carte or if you're going to order for all you can eat. So we just decided just to try some things that sounded interesting and do all you can eat. So
Each of us did that.
yeah. So why don't we start off with what we had first?
I think we all had the guacamole.
Yes.
And that's my favorite part of the meal.
Mine too. It was so good. They set it down, and I love guacamole, and I was a little nervous because it was a little more yellow than I'm used to, but it was really good. The flavor was delicious.
And it was obviously made made to order. So.
I had there's different types of salsa. I had the creamy poblano salsa. I think that's what it was.
The green one.
It said it was going to be really spicy, and she can't handle spice at all. And if she said it wasn't
It
spicy.
wasn't like there was no spice. If I wouldn't have known that it was supposed to be spicy, I would have thought it was like the lowest tier salsa.
It did have a good flavor.
It had a very good flavor. I really enjoyed it. I ate all of it, but it wasn't really spicy.
And the chips that came with the guacamole and the salsa and several other things we ordered that were dips was like the tri-colored chips, and they were really good.
They were really good.
Really fresh.
We got some soups, salad, sides under that part of the menu. I got the tortilla soup. I love soups, as I said earlier in the video, and this was not my favorite. Hannah mentioned when she tasted it, it tasted like a chili almost.
And like a watered down chili with no spice.
Yeah. So it's not spicy at all if that's what you're looking for, but it also wasn't what I was looking for in a tortilla soup either.
So I decided to try another dip, because why not have more? And I had the El Chapo, which was cheese and beans, like a dip, a hot dip. And it was very cheesy, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I felt like it had a good flavor to it, and I wish it had, for me, had more beans in it. It was more cheese heavy to me, but it was good.
The next section is the tacos, the street tacos.
Mm-hmm.
So for the street tacos, I'm looking down at my phone because I have everything on here. And I got 2 different ones. I got the Chipotle Carnitas.
And the al pastor.
Yeah. The first one was like it was fine, but like I wouldn't have ordered it again. It wasn't spicy. It just, there wasn't much flavor in it. And
What was the first one?
Chipotle Carnitas.
Oh, okay.
And then the al pastor, forgive me, I am from South Carolina. It was very good, actually. It was very pineapple heavy. It had pineapple in it, and I really enjoyed that one. I would have ordered more of that one if I had not had so much other food.
So I ordered 3, and 2 of the 3 street tacos Mom had. So the 2 that we had that were similar were the carne asada and the chili pescado. And then I also, she did not get this one, I had the ancho tinga. The carne asada was my least favorite of the 3.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I like my other one.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. The ancho tinga, that had chicken in it. And I think that one was probably the best one out of the 3 for me.
And if those of you don't know, carne asada is like steak.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. It just didn't.
It didn't have much flavor.
Yeah, that's what exactly I thought. I kind of thought that with this restaurant the entire time. I felt like everything should have more of a kick or something.
The guacamole had the most flavor out of anything.
Yeah. And the chili pescado was your favorite.
That was my favorite. And I will say that the one thing I did like about the carne asada, going back to that, is it had these purple like pickled onions on them, and I really liked that part. I felt like that was the one thing that elevated a little bit for me. The chili pescado was my favorite because I like fish a lot, so I really enjoyed it. I thought it had great flavors, and I would recommend that one.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to talk about the tamales because I was the only one who had the tamales. I usually like tamales because it has like a lot of good flavor on the inside. Again, no flavor.
Oh no!
It was no flavor, and not even the like little like sauce it came with had no flavor with it either. And so I didn't really eat much of it. It really was not flavorful at all. But what was flavorful, in my opinion, was the nachos, and you had that as well.
Yeah, we both had the nachos. We got I got chicken. You got chicken too.
Yes.
It was okay. Mine weren't. I didn't have as many toppings on mine.
She had a lot of toppings on
Hannah's
hers.
did.
Yeah.
Hannah's like had a bunch, and then also mine, like the cheese was melted, but it looked like it had been melted like a couple minutes before, and it sat there.
Like it was cold.
Yeah,
okay.
it wasn't cold, but it looked like it had sat under the lamp for a little while. So it just wasn't my favorite. I didn't eat very much of it, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a quesadilla. I got a chicken quesadilla, and that might have been my favorite thing that I had besides the guacamole. It was really good. I'm a big quesadilla girl, and that was one of the best quesadillas I've had in a really long time.
We also had desserts.
Yeah, we did. Okay. So I had the dulce de leche, and it was a caramel mousse, and it had like a chocolate cookie crumble on top. I enjoyed it. It was very flavorful, very sweet. It was a lot for me because we'd already ate all that food, so I didn't eat it all, but I thought it had a good flavor. If you might as well have dessert if you paid for all you can eat. But
I also had the same thing, and my thoughts were exactly the same. Yeah. There was so much of it though, even for like a dessert. Like the picture we have, or the video, like it doesn't show just how deep the cup actually went. Yeah. And there was a lot of it. I do think that the like cookie crumbles added a lot to the like flavor.
Of the mousse texture, you need a crunchy component.
Something. Yeah.
So.
But it was pretty good.
It was good.
That was one of my favorite things we had.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was so full I didn't eat all of it.
Yeah.
I had the arroz con leche, And it's basically a rice pudding with some cinnamon on top. Too much cinnamon,
really?
in my opinion. It overpowered the rice base a lot. So I wish there was less cinnamon infused and on top of the arroz con leche.
So there's good options. We weren't saying that everything we had was bad. We're hoping not to sound too negative, but there are really good options. The question is, do you want to pay $24.99? And we were in the Yacht Club, but we stepped out, and I think we kind of questioned ourselves afterwards, thinking.
But also, you said that you've had this before on the seashore, and it was very good.
Yes.
So I think it may have just been an off night. Our waiter was great, but like maybe it just wasn't the same, recipes or something.
That happens with restaurants that are local. I mean, you have different experiences. So, but yeah, we just wanted to try something different than the regular meals that we were going to have in the Yacht Club. But I think, looking back on our experience, I probably would just stay in the Yacht Club for dinner.
Mm-hmm. Our next meal was our day at Ocean Key, and we had it when you're in Yacht Club. There is a Yacht Club restaurant right next to the beach for Yacht Club, and they have their own menu. And so they have starters, mains, and desserts available.
And specialty drinks.
Yes. So why don't you start off since you had a starter?
So I had the charred octopus. It was like a salad, and it had charred octopus on top of it. It was really good. Whatever the dressing was really unique and really refreshing. It was a very light salad. Some of the pieces of octopus were a little thick, so Hannah had some of them with me, and I think the flavor was really good. It was altogether a pretty good salad.
So I didn't have an appetizer, so I had an entree, and it was the grilled mahi-mahi, and it came with root vegetables. I just kept on saying how good it was, but it's also, I was talking about how fresh it was that day. It was just, I thought they just went and got it out of the ocean before I ate it. I mean, it was so good.
It did say locally sourced.
Yeah, so it was very good. And it was a smaller portion, which was perfect, and I just felt like I would highly recommend that would be something you order if you like fish.
We also shared the lobster rolls.
We did.
The lobster rolls were very citrusy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Big chunks of lobster though, a lot of bread. It got to a point where I just ate the lobster out of the roll.
Yeah, like she said, we ordered 2 for the table, and we cut them in half, and that's how I was. I thought it was the roll was bigger than what it needed to be, or thicker or something. I don't know. So I did the same thing. I ended up using my fork and eating the lobster out of it, which was delicious.
And then for our entree, you and I had the portobello sandwich, the grilled portobello sandwich, which comes with, it's like arugula, like a roasted bell pepper, and a big thing of portobello, and goat cheese normally. I liked mine. It was very strong on the arugula taste, so if you don't like arugula, you will not like it at all. But I do believe that the portobello mushroom didn't really have much flavor, in my opinion, but the goat cheese added a lot of flavor to what was lacking from the portobello mushroom.
Unfortunately, I didn't read the description very well on this. I love a portobello mushroom sandwich, but I don't like bell pepper, and there is a big chunk of bell pepper on there. I also can't eat goat cheese, so the parts that were the best part to other people, I didn't particularly like. So the waiter kind of noticed, and I kind of said something, and he was like, "What do you want instead?" So I got it's literally called the burger, and it was tasty, it was juicy, it was absolutely phenomenal. So
for my dessert, who else had the same dessert? Y'all pointed at each other.
I said me.
So we ordered the mango cheesecake, and I loved it. It was very light and refreshing, and it wasn't too heavy, and had a great taste.
It was good. I've had flavored cheesecakes before, and so I kind of expected it to be intertwined in the cheesecake, but instead it was a flavoring, almost like a glaze on top of the cheesecake, and that was mango flavored, and it was really good. I don't know if I've ever had a cheesecake kind of like that, but it was delicious. The flavor was really good.
And I will say that we did order some drinks too. We're not going to share with all our drinks with you, but I had the Bahama Mama, which was fantastic, one of my favorite drinks. And you had the
It's like La Tropical, like a lager made in Miami. It was my best drink of the whole cruise. It was a canned beer. It was so good.
And I had a virgin margarita. It was delightful.
So on to our dinner for our third night on the cruise. So for dinner on our third night, we decided to go back to the Yacht Club restaurant, and our lovely waiter and best friend Brendo, who's
Brendo.
Hello, Brendo.
If you're watching, hi!
Sweetheart, love him.
He's the best.
Yes.
Well, he brought us a lovely cheese plate, and it included 4 different types of cheeses, some honey, and what were
Prunes.
Prunes. They'll put dried fruit on it, whatever the dried fruit is for the trolley. They have a cheese trolley
that's available for like dessert. But
It's my dream.
Yeah, but
Cheese trolley.
But he brought it to us for like our starter, and I did not realize how good cheese is with honey.
It's gonna be your new thing.
It is so good, so good. That brie, I don't know what kind of brie that was, but that was the best.
Brie.
What I don't know where they got it from, like where they sourced it, but that was the best brie I've ever had in my whole life.
It was also good, and the honey did make it even better. So Elizabeth and I had the same starters, and we had 2. So the first one was the Maryland crab cake.
I loved it. It was, I thought it was delicious. It was probably, I think that was my favorite thing I had all night. I thought it was really, really good.
I thought it had a good flavor. It was kind of bread heavy for me, but people like it different ways. But it was good.
I tried yours. I think it was too heavy on the breading.
Yeah.
I love bread.
And then we also had I'm going to read this, the crispy hand-rolled vegetable spring rolls. They were delicious.
They were also really good.
That was one of my favorite appetizers of the week.
The dip.
Like
Would you call it a dip?
Butter sauce?
Yeah, it was a
sauce.
hoisin peanut sauce.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really unique. I'd never had a peanut sauce like that. It was really good.
Yeah, I could have had more of those. Those were delicious.
On cruises, I decide to be the adventurous eater because typically when I go to a restaurant, I'm too scared to purchase something that I'm not sure I'm going to like. But on cruises, since your food is included with, your lodging and stuff like that, I decided to try the beef tartare. And I was pleasantly surprised on how good it was. It was delicious. And they had little sauces all around the beef tartare that were really good. But the beef tartare itself was seasoned so well, and there was like onions and possibly garlic in there. It was so good.
So we, once again, had the same entree. We had the lobster, and they say it's the balletti. We're going to say it's the lobster ravioli. And I liked it. It was a small portion, and I thought it had some chunks of lobster in it. That was good. And I'm just a pasta girl, so I felt it was good.
I would also describe myself as a pasta girl, but unfortunately, I think I had the opposite taste to that. It might have been my least favorite thing I had on the cruise. The pasta texture and everything was perfect. I just didn't like the flavor of the lobster.
Yeah, the only thing is I felt like it needed a little bit more sauce, but other than that, I thought it was good.
Either I had it or I tried somebody's, and I didn't like the texture inside the ravioli because I was this may be an expectations thing, but I was expecting like chunks of lobster, and it was more of like a pureed kind of like.
I had chunks of lobster.
We did not.
That's weird.
But the sauce was good. The pasta was cooked to perfection. It was just the inside that was the problem for us.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
I liked it. It was just I was expecting chunks.
All right, Hannah.
We shared the pumpkin risotto.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll say you had to.
Yeah, we shared the pumpkin risotto.
I think we did that each night. I think we had
something to share.
A risotto at the table.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I just love their risottos. Their pumpkin. It had cute little cubes of pumpkin on top, It wasn't as flavorful as like I think it was like leeks and mussels or clams. Risotto. That's probably the best risotto, but it was still a very good option, and I would gladly eat that again. I had the stuffed portobello mushroom. It was good. I preferred the pumpkin risotto over the stuffed portobello. I really don't remember much about it. I'm not gonna lie.
That was your second one of the day because you had the sandwich too at lunch.
It really didn't have much flavor to it. Like the portobello didn't.
Was the one on the island better than you think in the dining room?
No, the one in the dining room was better. But it was huge. It was a big portobello mushroom. I just really can't remember anything about it. It didn't stand out to me.
Wasn't anything to write home to your mama about?
No.
Or tell your mom about the table,
No.
I guess. All right, desserts. We all had something different. I had the warm apple strudel with vanilla sauce, and my complaint about it was, God, we're gonna sound so grumpy, we really aren't, is that it wasn't warm. It was cold. You know, when I call it the warm apple strudel, which I could have probably asked them to heat it up. But I mean, it was good. It had a really good flavor to it. You tried it and you said it tasted really good.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought the flavor, I'm like an apple strudel type of gal, and I thought it was really good.
And it had big chunks of apples in it. It was good.
I wish I had gotten that.
I was expecting warm, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
I got grandma chocolate cake. It was really good. It was just a chocolate cake. And you can't really go wrong with chocolate cake. So,
but our sweetheart of a waiter, of a server, warmed it up for you.
he was so good to us, and it was the warm chocolate cake with ice cream, and it was, I don't think I would have liked it as much if it wasn't warm.
Yeah. And Hannah had what looked like the best thing at the table.
Yeah, I think we all agreed that it was the best one of the night.
I should have ordered that.
Yeah, it's called the opera cake, and it looked so pretty because it had like a treble clef chocolate note on top. But it was just basically tiramisu, like flavored, like a dish, like with little chocolate ends, basically.
Layered cake.
Yeah, so it tasted just like tiramisu. So if you like tiramisu, you would love the opera cake.
It was just pretty.
It was pretty.
It was beautiful,
and it tasted very, 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 very good.
I'm gonna forever be thinking about that crab cake.
Now it's time to talk about the last day of our cruise. So sad. Wish we were still there. But we decided to have breakfast in the dining room. That was the first time we had breakfast in the dining room. And it had to be our last full day. But it's the same. We had breakfast in the Yacht Club restaurant. And it's the same breakfast menu each morning, so it's not going to change. So I had two things. I had it's basically like a build your own omelet, and then I had like the smoked Norwegian salmon. I'll go ahead and talk about mine. So the omelet was the best omelet I've ever had. I decided to put onions, cheese, smoked salmon, and mushrooms in there. And the eggs itself just had so much flavor to them. And I've never had smoked salmon in an omelet before. It sounds absolutely disgusting because I did not think I would like it, but it was absolutely delicious. It just tasted so good. So definitely recommend building your own omelet. And then I had the smoked Norwegian salmon. It says it comes on like buttered toast or something, but you can ask for a bagel. They brought me a bagel. And so
I just used to eat it that way.
Yeah, and so it's like I had a bagel, and they have a small block of cream and cheese. They have capers, red onions, and smoked salmon. Love onions on my bagels. You will be smelling like that for the rest of the day. So just a heads up. But it was very flavorful, just a typical lox and bagel situation.
I also had two items for breakfast. I had the French toast, and I got it with Nutella and syrup, and it was really good. I thought that it was perfectly fluffy. The flavor was really good. I love Nutella, so it was a really cool addition to have to my French toast because I've never done that before. I was a little sad that there were raisins in the toast because I don't think they mentioned that, but I hate raisins and I really liked the French toast, so
You survived it.
I survived, yes. And then my second main was the Eggs Benedict, and it was really good. I think one of my eggs was not as runny as I would have liked it to be, but otherwise it was so good.
And they do have one breakfast item on there. It's called the MSC Express. I guess it's supposed to be fast. I don't know. Maybe you have a port day and you wanted to get a quick breakfast. I don't know. It came with everybody else's, so. But it is huge. That's a big breakfast. You can get the eggs fried or scrambled. It came with sausages, and it came with bacon and hash browns, sauteed mushrooms, and it also had potatoes. They don't say that on there. So you're getting hash browns and you're getting potatoes, which is a lot. I didn't eat it all, but it was all delicious. The bacon was crispy, and the eggs were cooked perfectly. I ordered a side of toast to go with it as well. Not that I needed it with all this, but it's the perfect breakfast items, I think, for me, and it was really good.
One last time in the dining room.
Sadly.
Yep, at the Yacht Club restaurant. It was our last night.
It was so sad.
Mm-hmm. So Elizabeth and I, being similar throughout our food journey last trip, we had the same appetizer. We had the mixed fried seafood. I'm gonna read what all was in it. The deep fried calamari, and they had shrimp, and they had cuttlefish, and it had a homemade aioli to dip them all in. One of our favorites.
It was so good. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a long time. Every single piece on there was delicious.
And it was so fresh. It was so good.
It tasted like they had been catching it that day.
It does. And it's the first time I've ever had cuttlefish.
Me too, I think.
And it was kind of the texture of calamari a little bit, but thicker. So.
Like we said earlier,
mm-hmm.
It was not chewy at all. No. Like none of it was chewy. It was very like soft and...
Everything was good. I mean, you tried some of ours too, didn't you? I don't know which one was your favorite.
The favorite was the shrimp. Even though the shrimp was fried, it tasted so fresh.
Oh my gosh, so good. Yes, make sure you get the mixed fried seafood starter if it's offered, because it was delicious.
I had two starters. I had the beef carpaccio, and it was thinly sliced beef, and similar to the tartare, it had some delicious like sauces around it. If we're comparing the like beef starters, I'm gonna say the beef tartare had a lot more flavor than the carpaccio, and I would just comparing the two, I would order the beef tartare over the carpaccio. Okay. Then I had the buffalo mozzarella caprese. That is the best mozzarella I've ever had in my life. Some of the freshest tomatoes, and the sauce around it was great. That was my favorite starter of the whole trip. It was so good.
So once again, we had the same entree.
Surprise!
We had the lasagna bolognese, and it wasn't my favorite. Mm-mm. And I think because, like Hannah said, I'm funny about textures, and I felt like it was a little bit mushy.
Mine, the texture was perfect. I just didn't love the flavor of the meat sauce, so that makes it a little hard when you're eating lasagna. But that was a personal preference thing. I could definitely see how like other people would have really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was really cheesy, which I enjoyed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was edible. It wasn't like that. It was just, I think it's a preference thing with pasta, and I like my lasagna noodles to be a little more al dente.
I love a great crispy.
Yeah, and it didn't have that part. The flavor, to me, the flavors was there, but it was just cooked differently than I cook my own lasagna, and it's, I don't know, just a personal thing.
I think that was my least favorite pasta dish.
Yeah, and they have knocked it out of the park with all their pasta dishes. It was just not cooked my lasagna.
That was not my least favorite, but it was towards the bottom.
Yeah. All right.
Then we had the asparagus risotto.
We shared the asparagus risotto.
So good.
I don't eat asparagus.
So good.
We liked that, or I liked that a lot more than I liked my lasagna.
Same. If you don't like asparagus,
you won't like it.
You will not like it. It just tastes like asparagus and creamy risotto.
It was very green.
It was very green.
It was green
because they pureed asparagus all up in that. But it was so good.
All up in that.
It was so good. I recommend it. For dessert, I did a repeat of my first night's dessert, and that was lemon sorbet. Again, it wasn't overly sweet, it was very sour, and I love a good sour like sorbet, so highly recommend it, and it was super fresh.
I tried that as well. I got 2 desserts, and you'll understand why in a second. But I also got the lemon sorbet. It was very sour. Hannah told me it was sour the first night, and I guess I just didn't believe her, but it literally tastes like you're eating like more of a fresh lemon. It's delicious. And then I also got the lemon delight, which is a lemon sponge cake with limoncello cream, and it was really good. It was very lemony, so I had a lot of lemon, but just how I like it.
For my dessert, I had probably my favorite dessert of the whole trip. And it was the seasonal fruit and ice cream sundae. It has strawberry ice cream. It had chopped up strawberries in it. It had pineapples in there. It had chocolate sauce and whipped cream. And I also had a little cookie kind of thing stuck in it. I don't know what it's called. But it was so good. And I didn't think I would like the idea of the pineapple and all that mixed in with the ice cream, but I really liked it. It was very fresh and it was good.
So that was a wrap up of our meals that we had on the MSC Seashore. Well, we did highlight a lot of the food that is available in the MSC Seashore's Yacht Club restaurant, but we also highlighted a couple other places. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to comment below. We would love to hear from y'all. And if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're not already a part of our community, please hit that subscribe button as well. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video. And don't forget,
Journey on.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like this video, check out the video to the left. And don't forget to subscribe to Journey with the Gingers.